Ultimate Guide to Your Winter Arc, How to Get a Snatched Waist and Face, What I Eat in a Day, My Ultimate Skincare and Self-Care Routine, and you could probably fill in a few more topics that I am missing if you watch health and fitness or wellness and beauty content. Society has become obsessed with following the latest fads, trends, diets, workouts, etc. You might think this is nothing new and people have been doing this for ages, but I feel social media has amplified this effect so much that it has created a digital pandemic. With the help of social media, the skincare industry has skyrocketed to a worth of $188.6 billion worldwide. Naturally, overconsumption fueled by influencers promoting products to their followers has expedited this growth. Another industry that social media has helped is health and fitness. This industry is continuing to grow and is anticipated to continue at a compound annual growth rate of 9.61% from 2022 to 2027. Resulting in a market volume of $6.73 billion by 2027. This has undoubtedly led to increased jobs, helped people feel comfortable in their skin, and has brought numerous other benefits. The growth of the health and fitness industry is a great thing. Now more than ever, people are beginning to focus on their health and are becoming more aware of how they treat their bodies, minds, and souls. However, the negative side of social media can sink its claws in unsuspectingly and without warning, creating a void that some don't realize is there until it consumes their life. A social media algorithm is something that most of us are familiar with, but if you aren't, it is an algorithm that funnels specific content to a target audience to encourage users to spend more time on the platform. So if you enjoy the latest cleaning products or organizational hacks, you can expect to see much of this in your feed. Likewise, if you're interested in the above topics like skincare or health and fitness, you can expect to see a lot of related content. All of us are familiar with how this works. If you spend more time on a certain video, post, reel, short, TikTok, etc., your feed will be full of the same content. In and of itself, these industries are great at empowering others, sharing new ideas, and providing useful tips. But as previously mentioned, this can create a void or sense that your life has to be perfect, your home properly and aesthetically maintained. You have to fit the ideal work, fitness, health, and beauty standard, and the list goes on. How this information is presented suggests that if you don't buy this product or do XYZ, then you won't be beautiful, you won't be successful, and so forth. From trending skincare to the latest fashion and home trends, it's no wonder that people are beginning to feel exhausted in this never-ending race of perfectionism. It can lead to some negative side effects such as anxiety, depression, high stress levels, misinformation, and something that most of us, including myself, are all too familiar with, an addiction to social media. Short-form content has impacted our lives in a way that many don't like to admit. The average attention span of a human is around 8.25 seconds, ranking us just below the attention span of a goldfish. Arguably, all of these side effects intensify this addiction by rewiring our brains to crave the dopamine rush from simply scrolling on our phones. For example, let's pretend you just got home from a rough day at work. You leave the car, grab your things, and head inside. As you make your way inside, you set all of your belongings down, take your shoes off, put on something comfy, and suddenly find yourself on the couch or in your bed doom scrolling. Sound familiar? Before you have taken care of yourself and your surroundings and decompressed from your day, you have immediately begun to distract or numb yourself with this addiction. But let's say you are scrolling through content related to health, beauty, and fitness. You begin to get a dopamine rush and feel motivated to eat healthy, work out, and focus on your appearance. And yet you keep watching because you want to learn all of the tips, what's wrong, what's right, and everything in between. Then suddenly you begin to feel anxious because you don't have a certain product, or your schedule doesn't match the perfect morning routine. Before you know it, you're depressed and wondering how you're going to start living the perfect life. You begin to wonder what you can change in your life and ultimately start wondering if the products that are being promoted are what will fix your life and make you happy. You check your budget and realize you can't buy what is being promoted because rent is due and you have other obligations. So naturally, you begin to feel distressed and depressed about your financial situation since you can't afford all of these nice and seemingly essential things. In no way is this targeted against anyone, and in no way is this intended to make someone feel horrible about themselves. I have been there. In fact, I am still there. The amount of times that I find myself doom scrolling or going down the YouTube rabbit hole is insane. And while our addiction to social media is somewhat deserving of its own video, I want to concentrate on what I believe to be the root cause. Biologically, humans have an innate need to fit in. In and of itself, belonging is a basic human need. At our core, we crave connection and a sense of belonging, and without it, we feel as though something is missing. Social media has allowed us to feel connected and find that sense of belonging with people who may be thousands of miles away. If you feel like you don't fit in with your peers or family that are physically around you, I'm sure there is a group of people on some social media platform that will understand you and accept you unconditionally. In reality, that's a wonderful thing. It gives that sense of connection and belonging that some people can't find in person. No doubt there are numerous benefits of social media. However, I fear that the negative side effects are what is silently destroying us. The need to belong and fit in, as said before, is innately ingrained into our bones or our DNA, and without it, we'd likely feel as though something was missing. But what about when this is used for entirely the wrong reasons? Changing yourself to fit in is not a new concept. It has been showcased in books, movies, TV shows, and other forms of media for years. But it is hard to notice when we may be accidentally doing it to ourselves. Celebrities aren't the only ones influencing diet culture, wellness, beauty, fashion, and other topics anymore. With the rise of social media and influencers, I feel the standard of living has changed drastically. Our need to fit in and feel as though we are put together has led to a mindset of overconsumption, guilt, shame, anxiety, depression, and ultimately burnout. For those who work a 9-to-5 but follow influencers who tell them they need to get 10K steps in a day, eat their body weight in grams of protein, avoid this food or that food, drink this much water, have that organized, but wait, make sure you do this too, and the list goes on. It is no wonder that we are a chronically depressed, burnt out, and overworked society. When you change yourself to fit in, it is often complemented with the unintentional act of comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to someone else is innate, just like feeling the need to belong. It can even be a good thing in moderation. For instance, if you want to lose body fat and gain muscle, you may compare yourself to someone you follow on social media to see where you are and where you want to be. But very quickly, this comparison can lead to shame, low self-esteem, and much more. The reality is that you and the person you follow live two very different lives. Even if you follow everything this person does to a T, you will still be met with the same void I mentioned previously. You should never feel pressured to live in a way that doesn't truly align with your values or what makes you happy. You should never feel pressured to do anything to feel like you aren't relevant, and you should never feel like your worth and ability to fit in is based on what you have or what you look like. Your worth in this life is innately bound to you and exists without any chains tied to material and monetary possessions or social positions. That means that you are an incredible person who is so worthy of all of the great things that life has to offer, regardless of whether or not you use red light therapy every night or have the latest trending tech. The only person's opinions about you that matter is your own. However, if you feel you lack self-love and self-loathing has made its way to the forefront of your mind, then it's time to learn to love yourself again, as cliché as that sounds. I know that there is so much self-help advice out there that just tells you to love yourself, but I promise that it is truly one of the greatest things you could do for yourself. Going back to everyone's experiences being different, it shouldn't come as a surprise that everyone's form of self-love and self-care is different. Admittedly, I have been following self-help creators for a long time. Unsurprisingly, I created a cycle of being consistent with the things I wanted to change for maybe a week or so before falling back into old habits or losing the mental battle and letting my negative mindset and limiting beliefs get the best of me again. I became accustomed to the trap of buy this or try this. I have listened to the same advice and different wording for close to a decade. That's not to say that some of the things I listened to weren't helpful, motivational, or informational. It just means that none of it began to sink in until I cut out all distractions and began to think about what made me different from others. I started to think about how I could apply what I had heard and listened to for so long in a way that fit my needs and was abundantly loving and respectful, instead of shameful and guilt-ridden. To break the cycle of social media addiction, lack of consistency, and self-love, I started looking at and breaking down all of the information that I had consumed. There is truth to most of the self-help, self-care, and health and fitness content that you see, and if you pay attention to it, you'll see that a lot of it repeats itself. For instance, if you want to feel better overall, make sure you get between 7 to 9 hours of rest each night. Seems easy enough, right? Well, when it is paired with posts and videos from influencers like my productive 5 a.m. morning routine and my nighttime routine, laced with products and ads, it can feel as though your whole schedule and subsequently your entire life is wrong. As silly as it sounds for me to say this, your life is your own. Find what makes you happy and what makes you feel the best. Wake up at a time that works for you and makes you feel good. Go to bed at a time that makes you feel good and allows you to get all of the rest that you need to feel your best. Eat what makes you feel good and exercise in a way that makes you feel good. But with this constant display of information, I understand that this isn't as easy as it seems. As social media continues to grow, so does the sense of constantly being told what to do, what to feel, what to think, how to act, what to eat, drink, how to exercise, etc. With all of this information constantly displayed in your face, it can be difficult to understand who you are, how to be yourself, and live the life that you want to live. One of the first things that may help is taking a break from all forms of social media. Give yourself time to be bored. You might discover old passions and hobbies and learn things about yourself that maybe you never knew. As you focus on yourself, you will find who you are. You will uncover your strengths, likes, dislikes, passions, and even your purpose in life. This will take time and patience, but the benefits are undeniable. As you begin to de-influence yourself, you might be surprised that your self-image and self-acceptance skyrocket. You may find that your love for life has expanded and grown as you live true to your values and beliefs and stop worrying about pleasing others. Another piece of advice I would give about uncovering your true self and living with intention is to listen to your body, mind, and soul. Your body will tell you when something is not right. You may feel a pit in your stomach or a tightness in your chest. Warning bells might go off in your mind, letting you know that, hey, something isn't right. Or your intuition or soul will speak to you in such a way that is profound enough to cause all of the above. Take the time to listen to your body, mind, and soul and all they have to say. Journal to record all that you learn and discover about yourself. Write down your values, beliefs, and goals that you want to work on. Learn to be vulnerable with your thoughts and emotions, even if it isn't considered a norm. Do it for yourself. Focus on the things in your life that you are grateful for. It could be as simple as having running water and electricity. Surround yourself with others who love you and support you for who you are as you learn to shed the mask of what you once were. Live your day-to-day life marveling at the little things that suddenly seem to make you happy as you start to focus on the present moment once again. Live presently in this version of life you have created and uncover the natural wonders and little miracles that make you who you are. My goal for this channel is to create a safe space for others to return to if the noise of the world suddenly becomes too much. Know that you are not alone in this beautiful dance called life. If you would like one-on-one support, I offer spiritual life coaching services. You can learn more and find them listed on my website, which I will link down below. As always, thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I will see you guys next time.